I know. That's a little shady to some people. Today's video, I'm actually going to be covering 10 sales that sold within 24 hours. Now, I do use Nifty, and Nifty actually shows you how long an item has been listed. I decided to continue to do the 24-hour flips because I think that they are pretty important because you'll know what is selling really, really, really fast. So let's just jump in. The first one is actually from a brand called Banana Republic. This was just a slip dress. I felt like this alone, no matter what the brand was, I was going to pick it up because it fit quite a few aesthetics. But I decided to just kind of lean into it being Banana Republic, the fact that it was 100% silk and it was a good size. I did price this at $38 and it did sell for $30. Now, what's so funny is when I initially listed this at $38, you already know my bot sends out offers. So when they send out offers, it's always about 20% off. So what ended up happening was once it sent out that offer, I got a counter for $20. I felt insulted. And I had noticed that within maybe an hour or two of me listing it, I had noticed that it got attention across all of my platforms. So I went and bumped up the price. Now I know that's a little shady to some people, but I just feel like if I'm getting that much attention to it like that quick, that lets me know that clearly this one has a lot of motion, so I probably should readjust the price. So I did. And then once I bumped the price back up to $55, I want to say, because at that point, I'm like, okay, I can get $40 for this. But then she sent me a $30 offer, which was my counter offer. And I went on and accepted it because I'm just kind of like, this is a very fast flip. But looking back on it, if you do find a slip dress from, I'm assuming, any brand that's silk and it's a good size, I would say price it a little bit higher than $40. I was just looking to get just like a fast flip because since I do shop at the bins, a lot of items, not just like brands that everybody know and love, are bread and butter items for me. So like since I do pick up style-based pieces, those are also bread and butter brands for me, or bread and butter items, so yeah. I was happy with that one. The next one is this Democracy Women Reflex Pants. Oddly enough, I remember hauling this and I told y'all like I did check comps and I think it had a 50% sell-through rate. But it wasn't like super thorough because typically when I'm at the bins and I pick up something that I'm unsure about, I will go in, plug in the brand, the category, and then the size. I feel like I don't like to leave out anything. And in this case, I did look up the style tag, which is the Reflex. These sold within 24 hours. So clearly I had them priced correctly. The right person was looking for it. So everything just aligned at that point. So I love that. The next one was this Roller Rabbit little girl's pajama set. Y'all actually saw me find this in a ship and shop video. I was happy when I found it because again, Roller Rabbit is a great brand to pick up, but their pajamas perform the best. Me and this buyer did go back and forth, but I went on and accepted the $25 because it was a fast turnaround. And you already see it had like 3 likes on it, and this was within 24-hour span. So very quick sale. The next one is from a brand called Sacred Threads. Now, I've picked up this brand quite a few times. I used to think that it was like a vintage brand. It's not, it's still being made, but they make very much so like lag and look, boho hippie, like homeless chic, patchwork, embroidery. Like they make really artistic type of pieces. So I would suggest you looking into the item. This was one of those items that I didn't even really have to go and look up the sell-through rate because moving into fall and winter, it was going to perform well. So I ended up going ahead and grabbing it. And yeah, this was a pretty quick turnaround. They did ask me how soon could I ship, and I told them the next day. So they went and got it. So this is actually a boat dress. This is not a brand that I would suggest you just wildly pick up. I had to really come to terms with it a few months ago and to not pick every single thing up, stop picking up those smaller sizes, because I feel like I have quite a few in my closet as we speak, because I just was like, oh, this is a great brand, let me pick it up. But then nobody's really looking for it. So this brand has definitely declined. I used to be able to get over $40 for it, and now it does sit around that $30 range when it's a great piece. This one must have been a newer style. So yeah, this one sold fairly quickly. The next one is this Taylor Swift like t-shirt. I picked this up. I saw her face. I'm like, oh, this is a given. I got to take you home. This one also sold all of these sold the exact same day. And all of them are from the Goodwill outlet, by the way. But yeah, I feel like Taylor Swift merch in general, you'll always be able to sell it. So if you ever see it, I would pick it up. Like, I didn't even need to use any type of crazy keywords because the right buyer had already had probably Taylor Swift saved in their search. And yeah, anytime something popped up, they went on and looked at it. And if it was worth picking up, they went on and got it. So that was a great piece over my full asking price. So we love that. The next one is from a brand called Toad & Co., formerly known as Horny Toad. Again, this was just a great brand. This is a brand that I do enjoy picking up. It's kind of like a good old bread and butter brand for me because it does sell, pretty good. I know that they have like dresses and stuff like that that take a little while to sell when it's from the brand called Horny Toad, but this one just had quite a few factors going for it. It was a size large. It was organic cotton, so it was just going to be a pretty good sale. So we love that. The next one is this Print Fresh set. Now, I actually picked this up on Depop, but I didn't buy it to sell it. I bought it to keep it. But I forgot, with me being a big back, that I cannot really do 100% cotton anything. I need a little stretch to it, okay? So yeah, didn't even go over my thighs, the shorts. And initially I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lose weight and then I'm gonna be able to fit in it. Months and months passed and I realized, girl, let's calm down. So I ended up listing it and it literally sold within hours. So this is a really quick turnaround. And this is a brand I would highly suggest you pick up. Even if it is not a matching set, you definitely will get a decent amount for it when it is a set. But if it's not, you'll still get between that $20 to $30 for it. So Print Fresh is just like a really good pajama brand. And it's always like vibrant colors, like super, super cute. And yeah, I love picking this brand up when I see it, especially at the bins. The next one is actually this Polo Ralph Lauren like cable knit preppy sweater. Now, oddly enough, y'all, I have picked these up for years. And it wasn't until I watched another YouTuber talking about this where they talked about how they get between $30 to $40 for this when it's in season. And I'm like, you know what? Let me price mine higher because I typically sell mine between $20 to $25. And I went on and priced this, I want to say like at $38 because I'm like, okay, I'm going to get $30 for it. I literally received a $5 off offer and I'm just like, yeah, it's yours. So that just lets me know that I was pricing mine low and I definitely could have got a lot more. So like moving forward, I will be pricing it over $30 versus me pricing it, below 30. So yeah, I just regret all of the ones that I sold that were under $30 because I could have got more. So moving on to the very last one. This is from a brand called Honor Active. Now, the only reason why I knew anything about this brand is because I watched a creator on YouTube and she was not a reseller, but she wore this brand a lot and I recognized the tag. And then once I saw the, the little emblem there, I'm like, wait, Honor Active, OA. And it just, I put two and two together. So I'm just like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and pick this up. I did very quickly check comps. I mean, very quickly. And I saw that a lot of them were, between the $30 to $50 range. So I did price this at $38 because I knew $30 was going to be my lowest. And me and this person did go back and forth. They tried to pull me much lower, but I'm just like, no, I'm going to stick to 30 because you already know in my pricing strategy, I try to price at a price point that somebody feels comfortable enough to purchase it at that price point because it's already sweet. But I know that there are people out there that see something priced low and they always think like, I think I can get a little bit more off of this. And that's where they have me. I can't say the word that I want to say, but that's where they have me messed up at. So I am very particular about my pricing structure because I like to move my inventory in and out. I no longer hold any type of emotional sentiments to these pieces. I recognize what an item can sell for and what the market calls for that item to sell for, and I kind of stick true to that, or I'll waver very slightly with other factors, and you guys will see that in a pricing and offers video that's coming up really soon. I mean, really soon. I literally am going to be filming it right after this one. But I just think that it is so important in your business to make sure you price your items right, because there are plenty of factors as to why your item is probably not selling as quickly as Joe Schmo. And most of the time it is pricing, like most of the time. But it's also, how clear your photos are, if you provided any measurements, and how detailed maybe you are in your description or in your photos when you take them. So I try to kind of do that last stopping point, which is that price point, because as a person that also shops secondhand, I look at the prices when I am shopping. The only time that I will, you know, go against the grain when it comes to the pricing is if that person provided everything that I needed in that listing and I didn't have to ask them any questions. I didn't have to, be like, dang, they only got one photo. And just a little quick story. So I bought a aloe yoga sweater. I love the color brown. Like, I love it so much. I think brown looks amazing on my skin tone. But anyways, I saw it and I remember seeing it months ago when I first had some credits on Poshmark, but I decided to not buy it because it was like gonna go over the threshold of what I wanted to spend, because I'm still very cheap. So something told me once I won $50 in Posh credits again, I'm like, oh, let me go see if it's still there. Noticed that it was still there. They literally dropped the price in half. So it was priced at $40, which is an amazing deal. It was literally at $90 before. And it had over like 20 or 30 something watchers. In the comments, it was two questions. They had like, hey, what are the measurements? What is the condition? And then in the photos, they literally just took it with very dim lighting. The lighting was terrible. So in that moment, when I think of the pricing, I'm like, wait, $40 is such a great, you know, price point. And I love this color. It's my size. It's a great brand. It literally had everything stacked up on it. So I'm just like, I'm going to buy it. And if push come to shove, something is wrong with it, I'm just going to go ahead and put in for a return. So before I even did that, I went to their page and I went and looked at all of the items that they had listed and all the items they had sold. This was clearly a person that is just cleaning out their closet. And they had a lot of great pieces. They were clearly not a reseller, because a lot of the items definitely could have went for a lot more, but you can just tell that they were just trying to flush it out. And they probably started off trying to get as much as they possibly could. They kept seeing all of the likers on it. And since they just were trying to get rid of the items, they didn't really care to provide any measurements or answer any questions. And once I came back, I purchased it. Got it in the mail. I noticed that it was in excellent condition, better than I thought it was going to be. Excellent condition. Washed it, and now it's sitting in there ready to be worn once we move into the fall season. So in a case like that, I feel like pricing will help. Now, for me and my business, I'm lucky enough to provide everything else and pricing. So that's why I don't waver on it, But yeah, that's my TED talk when it comes to pricing my items right so they can sell. Let me know how your sales have been doing so far in July. By the time you see this video, when are you going to see this video? I actually don't know when you're going to see this video. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now. And like I told y'all before, Nifty does actually show you how many days an item has been listed. I chose to stick to the 24 hours, but I probably could have did like 7 days and under, because I did see another creator doing that and she had a lot more items. But let me know in the comments if y'all want to see like what sold within a week versus 24 hours, because I could provide that for you once a month, of course. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.